This may look like a simple pen and a plain sheet of paper, but it's not what you think. Writing something down is not just for memory, it's for creation. When you take a dream from your heart and your mind and place it onto the page, something invisible starts to happen. You've moved your desire out of the realm of thought and into the world of form. That's when the energy shifts. The dream is no longer floating in your imagination. It's now real. It has shape. It has structure. And the universe responds to that. When you write down what you want, even if it's only a few words, you're making a bold declaration. You are saying, I believe in this. I'm ready for this. And something magical begins. You'll feel a little more focused. You'll notice the feeling in your heart changing. Your thoughts become more calm. Your body begins to feel lighter. Why? Because the weight of your dream is no longer sitting silently inside you. You've released it. You've given it space to grow. This is not just a trick or a technique. This is spiritual law. When you write something down, you are beginning the process of co-creation. You and the universe are now holding this dream together. It's not hidden anymore. It's visible. It's alive. Even before anything shows up in your life, you have already planted the seed. Many people underestimate the power of this simple act. They think it's too small to matter, but that's the beauty of it. The greatest shifts don't always begin with loud noise or massive action. Sometimes they start in silence, in a soft moment, with just a pen and paper. That is where the real power begins. Your words carry energy, and when those words are written, they become a blueprint for your future. You're no longer just daydreaming. You're designing. You're declaring. You're directing the flow of your own reality. And from that moment on, life begins to move differently. Signs start to show up. People say things that feel meaningful. Ideas fall into your lap. It's not coincidence. It's alignment. So when you sit down to write what you want, understand this. You are not just journaling. You are not just writing goals. You are whispering to the universe, and it is listening. This is how the magic begins. Most people carry big dreams in their hearts. They think about them while lying in bed, walking through their day, or staring out the window. They wish for a better life, more peace, more love, more money, better health. But they never write it down. And so their dream stays like smoke, there one moment, gone the next. When you don't write it down, your mind gets cluttered. You start to forget the details. You lose the feeling. Doubt creeps in. You say, maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe it's too late. And that's where the dream begins to fade. Not because it wasn't possible, but because it had no form, no structure, no home. Writing it down changes that. It gives your dream roots. It turns a vague desire into a clear intention. It stops being a fog in your head and becomes a path under your feet. Suddenly, you're not just wishing. You're choosing. You're claiming. You're taking spiritual responsibility for what you want. The truth is, the universe responds to clarity. It doesn't react to confusion or hesitation. When you're unclear, your energy sends mixed signals. But when you write something down, it shows confidence. It says, this is what I want. This is who I am. And the universe begins to organize the right people, the right places, and the right timing around that energy. Think about this. If you don't give your dream a place to live, how can it grow? It's like trying to grow a plant without soil. You need to ground it, and the page is that soil. Writing creates space. It shows faith. It begins to call things forward. But most people never take this step. They stay in their heads. They overthink. They hope that one day something will magically happen. They keep changing their minds. And that back and forth blocks energy. Manifestation needs direction. The energy must know where to go. Writing is how you give it that direction. You don't need to write pages and pages. One line is enough to open the door. One line that says, I am ready to receive, or I am stepping into a new life. Even a few words can carry deep power. What matters is not the length, it's the intention, it's the truth behind the words. So if you've ever felt stuck, confused, or lost in your journey, ask yourself, have I written it down? Have I given this dream a shape, a name, a space to breathe? If not, start there. Because if you don't, you risk living year after year with a dream that never leaves your head. But when you write it, you begin to bring it into your world. The moment you write something with full intention, you enter into a spiritual agreement. It's like signing a silent contract with the universe. You say, "This is what I want," and the universe says, "I see you." Let's begin. This is not the same as a to-do list or a random note. This is writing from the heart, with presence, with belief. It's writing that feels alive. You may not know how it will happen, but you are saying, "This matters to me." And that opens the spiritual door. A contract is not just a promise, it's a commitment. When you write your goals, dreams, or affirmations, you're not only asking, you are preparing, you are getting ready to receive. It's an act of spiritual maturity. You stop begging and start creating. You stop waiting and start aligning. There is something sacred about words on paper. It's a physical gesture that speaks louder than thought. It's effort, it's attention, it's love in action. And love is the most powerful force in creation. When you write, you show love to your dream. You care enough to give it time. You care enough to see it clearly. You care enough to say, "I'm serious about this." That seriousness is not heavy or harsh. It's sacred. It tells the universe, "I'm no longer treating my desires like guesses. I know they're real. I believe in them enough to record them, protect them, and honor them." And the universe responds in kind. Writing also makes you reflect. It shows you what you truly want. Sometimes we think we want something, but when we try to write it, we find our hearts aren't in it. That's wisdom. That's guidance. Writing filters what's real from what's not. It helps you get honest with yourself. And when you are honest, aligned, and clear, your energy changes. You walk differently. You speak differently. People notice. Doors open. And it's not luck. It's alignment. Because once you write it down and commit to it, the whole universe moves with you. That's the power of a spiritual contract. This is why so many ancient traditions used written prayers, scrolls, mantras, or sacred texts. Because writing holds energy, and when you return to what you've written again and again, it becomes stronger. It becomes part of you. That's what a contract does. It binds you to what you've chosen. So today, write not just for clarity, but for commitment. Write because you are ready to join hands with life. Write because you believe your future deserves your words. Write because magic begins the moment your dream meets the page. When life feels busy or overwhelming, our minds often jump from one thought to another. We think about bills, responsibilities, messages, memories, and fears. In the middle of all this noise, our true desires get buried, but writing clears the noise. Writing brings our focus back to what matters. The act of writing down what you want helps you decide what's truly important to you. When you pause to write, you slow down your thoughts. You begin to choose your words carefully, and in doing that, you choose your thoughts more consciously. You no longer just react to life. You start creating it with purpose. When you write about your dream, your attention sharpens. Your energy gathers around that idea. It's no longer scattered across 100 worries. It is now rooted in one clear direction. And this focused energy is what begins to attract more clarity and movement in your life. Writing is also a way of telling your mind, "This is where we're going." It helps you filter the world differently. Things that didn't stand out before will start to catch your attention. You'll notice new ideas, solutions, and opportunities. Why? Because your brain now knows what to look for. It's like setting the GPS of your life. Before writing, your mind is just wandering. After writing, it has a path. And this doesn't mean you have to know every step. It just means you've chosen a destination. The moment you choose where you want to go, life begins to cooperate. Without focus, energy gets wasted. You spend time thinking about things you don't want. You argue with yourself. You compare yourself to others. But when you write your dream, you take your power back. You say, "This is my path. This is what I'm building." And that focused clarity builds momentum. If you ever feel lost or stuck, try this. Sit down with a piece of paper and write, "What do I truly want right now?" Don't overthink, just write. Let it come from the heart. And when you do, you'll feel the shift. Things become clearer. The fog begins to lift. The path becomes visible again. Your focus is a powerful tool, but only when it is pointed in the right direction. Writing gives it that direction. It takes you from drifting to deciding, from wondering to walking, from chaos to clarity. And when you're clear, the universe can help you more easily. So use writing as your guide. Use it as your spiritual compass. Let it remind you every day of what truly matters to you. There is something deeply healing about putting your desires on paper, especially when you've spent years believing that you didn't deserve much. Many people struggle to say out loud what they want, let alone write it down. They've been told to play small, to not expect too much, to stay realistic. But when you write your dream clearly and lovingly, you are saying something powerful. I believe I am worthy of this. Even if it feels scary, even if it feels new, you are telling the universe, I matter enough to ask for more. This is a big shift because the moment you say, I deserve this, your energy changes. You no longer wait for permission. You no longer look outside for approval. You stand in your own light and speak your truth. That is powerful. That is attractive. That is divine. Writing down what you want is a form of self-respect. It means you honor your inner voice. You no longer hide your desires in the back of your mind. You bring them to the front. You treat them as sacred. And in doing so, you open the door for blessings to enter. When you believe you deserve something, you begin to act differently. You stop settling. You stop chasing things that don't match your worth. You begin to walk away from what drains you, and you walk toward what fills you with joy and peace. Writing is the first step in this direction. It doesn't mean everything will change overnight, but your inner world begins to shift. Your confidence grows, your faith deepens, and that inner change begins to show up in the world around you. The way people treat you changes. The way you treat yourself changes. The way life responds to you begins to change. So if writing feels strange or uncomfortable, ask yourself why. Is it because you've been told not to ask for too much? Is it because you're afraid of disappointment? Let that fear rise, then let it go. Replace it with truth. The truth that you are enough, that your dreams are not too big, that your heart's desires are valid. Start small if you need to. Write one simple sentence, I deserve peace, or I am open to love, or I am worthy of abundance. Let that truth settle into your bones. Let it remind you of who you are. Writing is not just about planning, it's about healing. It's about remembering your value. It's about saying yes to yourself, your future, and your purpose. Every time you write your dream, you are choosing to believe in yourself a little more, and that belief is what turns wishes into reality. Affirmations are not just nice words to say, they are spiritual tools. They are messages sent into the universe with clear intention, and when you write them down, they become even more powerful. Think of affirmations as seeds. Each time you write one, you plant a new idea in your mind. Over time, that idea grows into belief, and that belief shapes your actions, your decisions, your mood, and your world. Writing affirmations gives your thoughts structure. It turns them into something solid. It's one thing to think, I am enough. But when you write I am enough on paper, slowly, clearly, and with presence, it starts to sink deeper. You see it, you feel it, you remember it. Affirmations like "I am a magnet for miracles" or "everything works out for me" may sound simple, but their simplicity is their power. The words you choose are important, but the feeling you attach to them matters even more. Writing helps you feel them more fully. Don't worry if you don't believe your affirmation right away. That's normal. Writing it is how belief starts. You write it again and again, not to convince yourself, but to create a new pattern, a new truth, a new rhythm in your soul. Here are a few affirmations to begin with. I am ready to receive all that is meant for me. The universe supports me in every step I take. Abundance flows to me easily and naturally. I trust the timing of my life. My dreams are already making their way to me. Write them in your notebook. Say them out loud if you can. Repeat them daily. Let them become part of you. Affirmations are not about pretending. They are about choosing. Choosing a new thought, a better feeling, a stronger identity. And when you choose that thought again and again, it begins to reflect in your outer world. Writing these affirmations makes them personal. You can see your own handwriting. You can feel the movement of your hand. That adds energy. It makes it real. It becomes part of your day. A small ritual with a big impact. So don't wait for a special moment. Just start writing. Write what feels good. Write what lifts you. Write what reminds you of your power. These written truths are not just words. They are instructions to the universe. They are reminders to your soul. They are the beginning of everything you want. Writing is more than a habit. It's a way to align your whole being with your dream. When you take the time to write what you want, you're doing something very special. You are bringing your thoughts, your emotions, and your physical actions into agreement. This kind of alignment creates power. It opens the door for faster manifestation. Your energy must match the life you want. That means how you feel, think, and act must come together in harmony. When you write something down with intention, your thoughts become clearer, your feelings begin to rise, and your actions naturally start to follow. This is how true change begins, not from force, but from alignment. Many people feel out of balance. They think one thing, feel another, and act in a completely different way. That mixed energy creates confusion, and the universe responds by giving you more confusion. But writing calms that storm. It brings you back to the center. It helps your heart, mind, and spirit work together. Writing helps you focus your attention on what feels good. You begin to choose better words, better thoughts, and better feelings. You stop feeding fear, doubt, and anger. You start feeding hope, peace, and love. And when that becomes your new rhythm, everything around you begins to shift. Energy is always speaking, even when you are silent. But when you write with purpose, you are guiding that energy with your own hand. You're saying, "This is the direction we are going. This is what I choose. This is who I am becoming." That level of clarity is a magnet for miracles. So don't underestimate the power of a quiet moment with your journal. That moment is sacred. That moment is when you meet yourself again. That's when you say yes to your future. And the more you do it, the more aligned you become. Not just with your dream, but with the best version of yourself. The way you talk about your future matters. If you speak like it's far away, it will stay far away. But if you describe it like it's already happening, your mind starts to believe it. Your body begins to relax. Your actions begin to match, and your life starts to move in that direction. This is why it's so important to write your dreams in the present tense. Not "I will be happy," but "I am happy." Not "I will have peace," but "I am living in peace." Writing in this way tells your whole system, your brain, your body, your spirit, that this is real now, not someday, now. When you describe your dream life as if it's already here, You start living it emotionally before it arrives physically. That emotional experience is the signal the universe responds to. It says, "This person is ready. This person is available. Let's bring more of this energy to them." Here's a simple example. Instead of writing, "One day I'll have a home that feels peaceful," write, "I am waking up every day in a home filled with light, peace, and love." Feel it, picture it. Let the words create a scene in your mind. The clearer you are, the faster things begin to move. This practice doesn't just change your future, it changes your present. It lifts your mood. It gives you hope. It brings a sense of calm and joy. You begin to act like someone who already has what they want. And that changes everything. You don't have to wait for a perfect moment to feel good. You can feel good now. And that feeling will call in more good. That's the beauty of writing your future as your present. It allows you to live the energy of your dream today. So take a few minutes each day and write like you're already living your best life. What do you see when you wake up? What do you feel when you go to sleep? Who is around you? What are you grateful for? Let the words pour from your heart. The more real it feels, the closer it becomes. Repetition is the secret to transformation. It's not about writing something once and forgetting it. It's about coming back to it every day with love, with trust, and with belief. When you repeat something often, it becomes part of you. It becomes your truth. Writing every day is not about being perfect. It's about being present. Some days, your words will flow like a river. Other days, you'll only write one sentence. That's okay. What matters is that you keep showing up, because every time you write, you are reinforcing your vision. You are reminding yourself of what matters. You are choosing your dream again. Over time, this simple practice begins to create real change. You'll notice that you speak with more confidence. You'll feel more centered. You'll start seeing small signs, little moments that tell you, yes, something is shifting. That's how it works. Change begins on the inside, and then it slowly shows up on the outside. Some people expect instant results, but manifestation is like planting a seed. You water it daily with your words and intentions. You give it light with your belief, and in time it breaks through the surface. Not because you forced it, but because you stayed faithful. Writing is your way of saying, "I haven't forgotten. I'm still here. I'm still choosing this life." And that level of faith is powerful. It moves energy. It breaks old patterns. It creates new space. Even if nothing seems to be happening, keep writing, especially then. Because that's when the deepest shifts are taking place. That's when your roots are growing. That's when your soul is preparing for the next level. So stay with it. Be gentle with yourself. Let your writing be a sacred practice, a quiet moment each day where you align with your purpose, where you remember who you are and what you're creating. Because the more you repeat your truth, the more your life will begin to reflect it. Your pen is more than a tool. It is a spiritual wand. Every time you write, you are casting energy into motion. You are giving the unseen a form. You are calling your dream closer. This isn't just poetry, it's spiritual reality. Words carry vibration, thoughts shape energy, and writing brings it all together into one focused stream. When you write something with clarity and love, you are sending out a message. I am ready. I am available. I am claiming this. Just as a painter uses a brush to create a vision on canvas, you use your pen to create a vision for your life. Every word you write is a stroke of your future. Every sentence is a doorway. And the more you write, the more your world begins to shift. You are not powerless. You are not stuck. You are a creator, and your pen is one of your most powerful tools. It helps you remember your dream when the world gets loud. It helps you feel grounded when emotions rise. It helps you return to yourself when you feel lost. Write with faith. Write with joy. Write with the belief that every word matters, because it does. Nothing written with love is ever wasted. The universe sees it, your soul feels it, and your life begins to reflect it. So pick up your pen, write the life you want, speak the words that lift you, plant the seeds of peace, abundance, joy, and love. Because magic doesn't happen by accident. Magic happens when you write it down. Your words are your power, your dreams are waiting for your direction, and the moment you take the time to write them, clearly, lovingly, and consistently, you begin the process of transformation. What once felt impossible becomes possible. What once felt far becomes near. The act of writing is simple, but the energy behind it is divine. It tells the universe that you are ready. It shows your soul that you believe, and that belief is what brings everything to life. So don't keep your dreams hidden. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Make now your moment. Pick up your pen, write it down, and watch the magic unfold. If this message spoke to your heart, let it guide your hand. Write your truth, write your vision, write your new reality, one word at a time.